Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Power or Might. I am Jonathan Coachman, here with Trini Kwan, and here with Aiden English. And today on Power or Might, we're going to see Medusa take on Paulo Cruz. And Paulo Cruz is playing up on his, Nigerian or whatever you would call it, forekind, saying that his forekind from Nigeria was Kingrick. And I don't know how far back that was, Jonathan Coachman says. But I do know that it became England took it over as a settlement, and then when it became free, it became a folkreich. So I don't really know how far back his forekind go to, but he's playing up on it. Well, what's not to play up on it, Trini Kwan said. If that's where his forekind came from, then that's great. I mean, he's like two for lifespan or lifetime in the Wanted Reich, since his mother and father both left Nigeria and came to the Wanted Reich. Whatever the English word for that land would be. I think being a creep and being a heel isn't something to be really happy about. No, Trini Kwan said. At the end of the day, Aiden English says he can behave any way he wants to behave. If he wants to behave like a creep, well, that's on him. And if he thinks that being a now kin to Kingrick, which a land is no longer a kingdom anymore, or a settlement anymore, it's now a folkreich, well, that's all on him. So, Paulo Cruz says, it's been some time since I've been here. And let me tell you something, I can't stand up anymore. But let me tell you something. I was a former WWE Wanted Rights fighter and a former WWE Interlando fighter. And then, well, something happened to me. I don't know what. But I was a former TWF Allegheny Earldom fighter at one time. And hell, I could become the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter if I wanted to too. My forekind were from Nigeria. Well, whatever the English word for that land is. And my forekind were Kingrick. But my mother and father tell me they're not for how far back they can go back to my forekind, if they were Kingrick or not. But whatever, I'm happy with my forekind. Now, Medusa has been saying that she was taking my stead. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to take back my stead from Medusa. And I'm not going to be played in by her handicap shift folks in the stone. Even if she's a former TWF Pennsylvania, former TWF Allegheny Earldom winner, fighter, and a former TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. Is that right, huh? Paulo Cruz. Or whatever your true name is. Is that right, huh? That you're not going to fall to my handicap? That somehow, some way, you're not going to be shifted in a stone? I don't care if you are forekind were Kingrick in your land. The last time I looked, Nigeria, whatever the English word for that land is it's no longer a kingdom. It's not even a settlement. It's a folkreich. So, anyway, as far as I'm going to say, I don't really care. Well, I know night is an English word. But the A part, I don't know. Anyway, I don't really care. I'm going to shift you to stone like everyone else. And that's going to be the end of it. Oh, is that right, huh? Well, I heard all kinds of sagas and tales about you, Medusa. And some of them and they shift from speaker to speaker. Yeah, I know all about how you can shift folks into stone, but you never fought Paulo Cruz. Is that right, huh? Well, we'll see, Apollo Crews, if you won't be shifted a stone by my look. Now the Fight Lord's in the ring now. And Medusa wanted to hit Apollo Crews with her tail. Jonathan Coachman said, Apollo Crews got the Gorilla Press slam on her. Oh, Trini Kwan said, what's Apollo Crews going to do? That spinning move he always does. Oh! Which I mistakenly called the Cruise Run back in the day. Or lead back in the day, which was a mistake, which was the name of one of his WE songs back in the day. Aiden English says, if any man can beat Medusa, it can be Apollo Crews. He can do this. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. Here's your winner, Apollo Crews. And I know this isn't the up-to-date, this is not the nowadays Apollo Crews doll, but it's the only doll that I ever have of Apollo Crews, so it is what it is. And Apollo Crews beat Medusa here on Powerrr, or Might, and we haven't seen him in some time, Jonathan Coachman says. Do you think some kind of hang-up will happen or bind between Medusa and Apollo Crews? Trini Kwan said, I think not. Well, Aiden English says, Apollo Crews got lucky when he beat Medusa here today, but every man and woman's luck runs out. Well, that might be true, Jonathan Coachman says, but I know one man whose luck never runs out. That is Gene Okerlund. And Gene Okerlund's now going to be talking now with Apollo Crews. Alright, Jonathan Coachman, I'm going to be talking with the so-called unwelcomed kingling of Nigeria, since he says his forekind or kingrick from that land, Apollo Crews. Alright, Apollo Crews, we haven't seen you in some time. Former WWE Interlando fighter, former WWE Wanda Reichs fighter. You spent some time in NXT before you were sent to Raw and SmackDown, whatever the grounds might have been. Well, I also tell you this, Apollo Crews said, I spent some time in FCW too back in the day. Anyway, I haven't been in the TWF for some time. I haven't been wrestling and fighting in some time. Yes, I am a former WWE Wanda Reichs fighter. I am a former WWE Interlando fighter. I'm a former TWF Allegheny Earldom fighter. And I'm here to tell you I beat Medusa here on Powerrr, or Might. And Medusa thought that she was going to shift me to stone? I think not. Well, Apollo Crews, you seem to behave like a bully and a heel and a creep in WWE. Only I think they might be shifting you to be good again. But you seem to believe that you were gold, that you knew you were going to beat Medusa. Well, it's not that I didn't know I was going to beat Medusa, Gene Okerlund. Every man and woman goes into a fight believing they're going to win. If you don't go into a fight believing you're going to win, then you're not going to win. You wouldn't be going to that fight at all. So Medusa thinks that she was going to shift me into stone. She had another guess coming. Because I know that it was under my doing. Well, I take that back. It was God who also helped me beat Medusa here today on Powerrr or Might. And it is what it is. Do you think you're going to have a hang-up or a bind with Medusa? Do you see something like that happening? You don't think it's a one-off, do you? Gene Okerlund, I don't know if my hang-up or bind with Medusa is going to be a one-off or not. But that's the thing with life. You never know how it's going to go. But I know I won today. No one can take that away from me. Alright, that was my talk with Apollo Crews. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Apollo Crews here today on Powerrr Strength for Might. Yield hit. Oh! Medusa just hit him with that water bottle. You think that you couldn't beat me? She just shipped him in a stone. How do you like that, Apollo Crews? You gotta hang up with me. It's not a one-off. Well, it looks like it is all the time we got here for TWF Power or Might. I am Jonathan Coachman for Trini Kwan and Aiden English. We hope you like Power or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or Alone Day Night Raw. And hey, if you didn't see Rampage or Overtake Overrun, watch it over here or follow us here at TWF Wrestling. Goodbye.